It is great to see everybody here, and I know that we have a few people who've never been here before, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the Namaste Center. I'm Reverend Charlotte McGinnis, and it's an exciting day today. And I see we are going to ordain a great guy here in just a little bit, soon to be Reverend Todd Weatherly, who brought his family and friends. It's wonderful to see you, Todd, and I'm very excited for you. And so anyway, I know that many of you have never been here before, and a good problem to have. I might not even have enough of these cards to pass out. So, but who is visiting for their first time? Okay, so yeah. So take a minute and introduce yourself if you don't mind.
I'm Alan Catalano. I live in Brevard.
I'm Janet Merrill, also from Brevard.
Well, welcome. Yes, glad to have you here.
Again, I was in Community Church when I was 15 and have been here a while. And awesome to meet you all.
Yay, well, good to have you. I'll give you guys one of these. Share. Okay, who else is back there that's never been here? These two ladies, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Julia Tomlinson, and I live in Hendersonville.
Well, welcome, Julia.
I'm Mary Pearson, and I live in Hendersonville in Laurel Park.
And you have beautiful accents, so where are you from?
We're both more or less from the same place, just out
Near
in
London.
London.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a Londoner right here, our music director here, Terry. So welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Who else is visiting? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Joanne Collins from Burnsville.
Well, welcome, Joanne. Glad you're here. These folks are visiting, yes?
I'm Kate Kuroda from Hendersonville. My husband David T.
Well, welcome, you guys. Did we get everybody? Okay. Steve, stand up. You're never here before, right?
Well, I was here, I was over there.
Oh.
I'm Robert Klein. This is my son Jacob, my wife Susan, or Nashville.
Well, welcome.
I'm Julie Weatherly, Todd Weatherly.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to come back because I'm out of cards.
I'll get it from Todd.
Okay, that's right. So, yes, sir.
Right here.
Oh,
Gotta hide.
Hi, I'm Charlene Batcher. This is my partner Patty Young, and we're from Charlotte Center on top of you now.
well. And you're going to have to come back too to get a card. Yeah, so anyway, it's nice to see so many wonderful smiling faces here today. And last night's concert was beyond amazing. I thank everybody who came. It was just beautiful. It was so beautiful that Carrie Lindsay, who owns that property and created that beautiful venue, wants us to do it on a monthly basis. And yeah, and so that's. But he said he's looking into buying sound system, lighting, so we don't have to deal with all that. So that'll be even better. And so Terry and Ed and Reverend Heidi, who isn't here today, you all did a great job. Thank you. And of course, Roland, you were awesome as always. And Kelly and Dottie, the volunteer coordinators, you rock. Great job. And all the volunteers, thank you. It was fantastic. It was a terrific evening, really, really great.
Pictures will be on the website.
Pictures will be on our new website, thenamastecenter.com, so check them
Sign
out.
up for the emails, the new people.
Yep.
With James.
Okay, if you've never been here, sign up with James. We'll put you on the email blast, and we send out a weekly email, keep you up to date. Yes, sir.
How much did we make?
Well, around $1,400. So that was a good. So, and Carrie, he's so funny. He's calling our new center the Temple. So he says that.
I think that's a great name, the Namaste Temple.
Yeah, well, you never know, the Namaste Temple. But he says, yeah, we'll confuse them even more. That's right, yeah, that'll throw another wrench in there. So anyway, for the visitors today, I do hope you come back. We are a somewhat loose and rowdy crowd, but we're nice people and we have a good time here. So today, in just a few minutes, we will have the ordination of Todd, and also, how many ADL ministers are here already ordained? Okay. So what I'm asking you all to do is, in a few moments, I'm going to ask you to come up and you'll do a renewal of your vows before Todd. That's always what we do. So it's really exciting. So last week we had our first class with Dr. Bob, Self-Healing Techniques. It was a big group. It was a lot of fun. He really, people were healed and touched and loved the class. So if you want to come, it's tomorrow night over at Leela's Garden, 7 o'clock. Really wonderful group. And of course, the classes are continuing throughout the week. You can see on the left side of your bulletin here what goes on in the week. And of course, if you want more description, go to our website and check it out. So let's just take a moment, take a nice deep breath and settle into our seats. And just feel the power of love in this room today as we come together to know love at an even deeper level. We ask that Spirit guide us, lead us, and direct us so that every person here is touched, healed, and made lighter. We place our future in the hands of God and know that all is well, and so it is. Now the light of God, right here. Here he is.
Morning.
Morning.
Seems like I was only here yesterday. How are you doing? Somebody here from London, I see.
Two ladies from London.
That's great. We still outnumber them. So shall we sing the light of God?
Yes.
Oh, I guess everybody's standing. That's lovely.
Yeah.
A standing
And for the-
ovation before I've even started. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And for the new people, the words are on the back of their cards.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you see my angel card?
No, but I will.
Apparently for the new folks, the words are on the back of your card. Okay. Here we go then. You ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, the light of God is in me, and it shines right out my eyes, making me a part of everything in the earth, the sea, and the sky. And it makes me feel so happy, just to know I'm not alone. 'Cause when you're a part of everything, everywhere is your home. Keeping pretty good time today.
Yeah.
Okay. Must be these new folks that are right. Second verse. There's a light that shines within you, with you every day, bringing love to everybody in the things you do and say. It's the reason that you're living. It's the force that drives you on. It's the stars up in the heavens. It's your morning sun. All right, you're doing great today. So this last verse is the same as the first. Are you ready to do this one? Twice as loud. You ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. All right. All the light of God is in me, and it shines right out my eyes, making me a part of everything in the earth and sea and sky. And it makes me feel so happy just to know I'm not alone. 'Cause when you're a part of everything, everywhere is your home. Everywhere is your home.
Oh, you're a rowdy bunch.
Settle down, settle down. So, since I did my repertoire last night, it was great having the Namaste guys over there last night because, it's nice to know when you release a new CD and everybody's already singing along with the words. It's great. Something I said, Robin? Oh. So this, I thought I'd try a brand new song out on you. You haven't heard it yet. Oh. Are you applauding because you haven't heard it yet? Anyway, this is a song called What Might Have Been. I used to lead a simple life. My head was full of dreams, but people told me, give it up, be a man of means. And though I knew that they were wrong, I was weak instead of strong. So life became a stressful thing. I was always in the red. People thought I had it made. At least that's what they said. I had the house and I had the car, but that don't make you who you are. So I got away, out here on the road. Didn't know just what I'd do, but I knew I had to go. 'Cause something deep inside was telling me again, if you don't do it now, you'll never know what might have been. Just what might have been. So I head out on the road with nothing to my name. Started doing the things that I love with friends who did the same. a little scared of the unknown. But look how much I've grown, 'cause I've got away out here on the road. I didn't know just what I'd do, but I knew I had to go. 'Cause something deep inside was telling me again, if you don't do it now, you'll never know what might have been. Just what might have been. Or you could say my life has changed in oh so many ways. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, that's all I can say. And as crazy as it seems, my head's still full of dreams, 'cause I've got away out here on the road. Didn't know just what I'd do, but I knew I had to go. 'Cause something deep inside was telling me again, if you don't do it now, you'll never know what might have been. Just what might have been. Just what might have been.
That's a winner, Terry.
Home run, there you go. That was great. Todd, don't you love synchronicity?
I do.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think that was speaking to you. Okay, so before I go into meditation, I just want to say last night at the concert, one thing that brought a smile to my face was seeing Sue Ellen in the crowd. It is so great to have you that I just was compelled to leave and compelled to come back. And I especially loved the Canadian Maritime Provinces, and I played your CDs all on my trip. All word by heart. I was singing my heart out last night. When I wasn't playing every though. But it was a wonderful 10-week sojourn, and I'm still not finished with it. I'm leaving this afternoon right from here to go down to Florida to visit my mom. We need a little FaceTime, you know. But anyway, but then I will be back planning to resettle. So my heart family here, and you guys are in my heart the whole time. Yes. And you are in my heart. We are so blessed. So let's close our eyes and take a couple of nice, deep, cleansing breaths. And with each breath, your mind becomes still. Your body is sitting very comfortably in your chair. And your heart is open to receive all the blessings that Spirit has in store for each and every one of us. Envision each breath as a radiant, healing, white light of God. And this light permeates every cell of your being, restoring you to perfect health. This light restores your thoughts, your feelings, offering you an opportunity to be reborn in this moment. We are all so deeply blessed. Take a moment to bring into your mind all the blessings that have happened just today. Good friends, a peaceful home, perfect health. Take a moment to reflect on these and give thanks. Every time you focus on gratitude, the universe gifts you with more to be grateful for. There is no limit to what is possible. Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, God, may our hearts stay open. May we be willing to live by giving and receiving love to everyone we meet. We forgive our past, and we open ourselves up to create a future according to your will. So it is. Okay, I would like to invite all of the already ordained ministers to come up and line up here. And there we are. Well, there are many. That is a good thing. This is wonderful. This is always such an exciting opportunity for me, both as a giver of the vows and a receiver. And it's wonderful to see all these, good idea. See all these wonderful ministers.
Is that just ADL?
These are just ADL. Oops. Yeah, Joy, you gotta have one. Okay. Take this oath and repeat after me. Through this oath, I pledge myself to love.
I pledge myself to love,
To be love's channel.
to be love's channel,
In service to all humankind.
in service to all humankind,
Through preaching,
through preaching,
teaching,
teaching,
counseling,
counseling,
and all other aids needed.
and all other aids needed,
To promote peace,
to promote peace,
truth,
truth,
joy, and enlightenment.
joy, and enlightenment.
I give myself into God's ministry.
I give myself into God's ministry.
Namaste. And I will give a little plug because a lot of people have asked. My next class is going to be starting in September. So if you're interested in learning more about it, let me know. It's a wonderful, transformational experience, and it's a beautiful ministry, the Alliance of Divine Love. And Todd, I'd like you to come up here, please. Stand right here first. Okay. So this is Todd Weatherly, and he was not able to join us at our ordination last month. But he was in the class, and I said, well, we'll just do it at church. So you got a built-in crowd here, built-in support system. So that's great, but we missed you at the last ceremony. And Todd is an amazing, amazing, gifted person in so many ways. You're just a gentle, beautiful spirit. Your spiritual gifts are amazing, and it was just a pleasure to have you in the class. I know we had many opportunities to talk outside of class, and there's so many things we're on the same wavelength with, and you're just such a great addition to ADL and my life as well. So it's just an honor. It really is. So I am going to give you a rose. And please repeat after me. Through this oath, I pledge myself to love.
I pledge myself to love.
To be love's channel.
To be love's channel.
In service to all humankind.
In service to all humankind.
Through preaching.
Through preaching.
Teaching. Counseling. And all other aids needed.
All other aids needed.
To promote peace.
To promote peace.
Truth.
Joy
and enlightenment. I give myself into God's ministry.
I give myself into God's ministry.
Yay! And I want to put this on. These beautiful stoles are made by Joy, and they're wonderful. So he's got a double here, Divine Love. So Todd is, as I said, an amazing, gifted person, and I know your future is going to be awesome. And Todd's going to actually do about a few minute talk for us. So feel free to step up to the podium or wherever you're comfortable.
Thank you, Charlotte. So I decided that if I was going to give myself into God's ministry, that I need to go ahead and make sure that I sealed the deal. Spoke a little bit before I got out the door and go, well, you know. So what I'd like to do is I pulled something out that spoke to me and I thought would speak to this group in light of recent events, and it's on violence. A gentleman named Steve Gaskin, some of you may know, back in the early 70s, he started a place called The Farm, and his wife is actually part of why midwifery became into being and into our lives, which we're big on in this area. At any rate, he was a person who spoke a lot on spiritual matters during a time when things were very violent. And he talked to people about violence that were experiencing it when they were doing civil rights movements and other kinds of things. And in light of recent events and recent tragedies, I happened to actually be in Charleston the morning of the tragedy that happened there. It was heavy. To use a Steve Gaskinism, it was heavy. And what came out of that is people gave their forgiveness. That was a pretty remarkable thing. President Obama did a pretty good job speaking on it and then saying Amazing Grace to the country, which I thought was pretty cool. Regardless of how good a president he is, singing Amazing Grace is all right with me. So at any rate, I'm going to read a small excerpt here and then conclude with a couple of thoughts. There's quite a few people here who sound like they could get into some revenge. And this was after an event where police had been violent to protesters, peaceful protesters, and done things they didn't think were quite right. You can't get into violence because violence is a turn up the stimulus kind of trip. A little violence means more. You can't buy into just a little bit. It grows. The cops are not the problem, and neither is the National Guard. You know, the police are human beings. And you can't come up in anybody's face and call them names and hit them and throw things at them without them doing something. The cops are just some more people doing a thing, caught in it. That's what samsara, the world of illusion, is about. Buddha speaks of the world of sorrow. That's it, man, right out there, happening, and it happens as it has happened. The only thing that can keep it from continuing for enough people is not to do it. The thing is that you've always got to say that there's enough room on this boat right now, the way it is for everybody. I will not agree that it is necessary to kill anybody to make me happy. No way. Then he gets shouts from the crowd. I say that and you say that, but then they don't say that. How do you walk away from a bullet? How fast can you run? Dig this. Psychic violence is just the same as physical violence. You see, that's the riff. People put psychic violence on the cops. And the cops respond with physical violence. Then the people say, oh, look what they did to us. But man, look, what they did to them, they're doing it to each other. Jesus said, resist not evil. Resist not evil, it means that if you put juice into it, you stir it up and you make it worse, that it is like the cops wearing plastic helmets because people threw rocks at them. The cops didn't used to wear plastic helmets because people didn't used to throw so many rocks at them. You don't oppose it. That's it. It thrives on being opposed. If you don't oppose it, you pull its plug and it runs out of juice. So, to me, I think that I like the idea that thought is a autonomic thing, just like your heartbeat and everything else that's running through you. Thought comes up, it shows up, it says what it's going to say, it's going to be angry and it's going to be afraid and it's going to be these kinds of things. It was a mechanism designed to keep you safe. It was a mechanism designed to keep you from harm. But the issue with that system is that keeping you from harm means that you have to believe in it, means that you have to be afraid. Now there's another part of you that's not wrapped up in that system, and we thank it for its blessings because it's done what it's done, and it's the mechanism that it is. But there's another part of you that gets to be the observer of that part. It gets to say, I don't have to buy into this. I don't have to engage with this. I don't have to, while I feel that there are thoughts of violence that may show up, I don't have to invite them into who I am. And I think that's the change that we're after. That's what causes change.
Okay, I just want to put things and Todd, yay, Todd, Reverend Todd How's it feel, Todd?
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, should I take the thorns off or should I leave them there?
Oh, well, think about it. You'll make the right decision.
I'm sure I will. I'm going to leave it alone for a minute, though.
Yes, sir.
We have some new guests today that just arrived.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. And I bet they're Todd's friends, aren't they? Glad you all are here.
As a brother, I don't know if I can consider friends.
Well, glad you're here. Now, you're the one that owns that cool coffee shop.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that is. What's it called?
High five.
High Five in Asheville. It's a very cool place.
Soon to be two.
High Five times two. Cool.
Where is Asheville?
Just outside downtown.
Just off downtown.
Down Lexington, past the bridge.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Hey, Todd, you hold real still. I'm going to get a good close up of those tears on your eyes.
What tears?
Well, while you got to breathe, I'm going to take some photos outside. So if any board members, please stay after. I need a few shots.
Okay, we need to get James for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share with you some thoughts on one of my favorite lessons in A Course in Miracles, which is only God's plan for salvation will work. And it's, I love what Sandra Sullivan says. She says, Spirit's always trying to communicate with us, always. And sometimes we just, there's the little feather method, and that little feather is like trying to get our attention and to no avail. And then all of a sudden, we don't pay attention and the strokes get a little more intense. And before you know it, it's the old 2x4. And, it's like they say in certain rooms, you don't have to wait till the elevator gets to the bottom floor to get off, okay? So it's up to us, pay attention to what's really going on. Because if we just allow ourselves to get out of the way and open ourselves up to Spirit, we're always being led and guided. And it's always good. And so I want to share a couple of thoughts about this. When when I allowed God into my life to guide me, lead me, and direct me, and then when I didn't, or I wasn't paying attention. And the most recent was a few years back. I think you all know we moved up here about 10 years ago. I got into real estate, not a fit for me. Then proceeded to I was still doing my spiritual work. I had a center for 11 years in Florida. And but I didn't think I would ever open up another center. That one was like, my tongue was hanging out after 11 years. And so what happened, the real estate, not going there. But I also had a career for 30 years, really, as a golf professional. And a very successful, lucrative one. And I never had to look for a job. I had pros calling me from all over, just saying, will you please come work at our club? It was awesome. I was like, people have to actually look for jobs. I never had to. I was 5 months in Florida, 5 in New York, a month off at either end, and it was wonderful. And so I thought, and I admit, I think I was a very good teacher. I'm sure there were some that were better, but I knew I was pretty good at what I did. Now the reason I share this is because when I was looking for something else to do, I had a cool little indoor golf teaching range over on King Street. And I thought, well, I can start this back up and that'll sustain me. That's easy, that's a no-brainer for me. So what I did, I had state-of-the-art, beautiful golf cage and all the teaching aids, everything needed. And I sent a letter to about 800 folks who lived in golf communities around here. Now in that, I included my resume, which was, I have a really good golf resume, we'll put it that way, a really good one. And I don't say that cocky, but I do. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'll just send this letter out and they'll be just flying in the door. I mean, nothing. I had one student, seriously, one student that called, and then another one. Well, there were 2 out of 800 letters. So I was like, wow. Well, before I sat there and got upset about it, I'm like, got the message. Because had I had all these students flowing in, the Namaste Center wouldn't be here, because I'd just be going down there teaching, sticking money in my pocket, going on my merry way, and that would be it. So I know that that was a feather, a little stronger than a feather method. So I definitely got the message though. Now I was also, I'm not alone in this, and I think we can all relate to this. I know Dr. Bob last week was sharing about, when Spirit was trying to get his attention. He had a very thriving chiropractic business in Atlanta, and then it went dry, just went dry. No reason, nothing was different, but what happened? Well, again, the feather method. Okay, if you're not willing to pay attention, then we'll just not send you anybody. And now he's opened a wonderful. He's a fabulous, terrific, intuitive healer. It's amazing the gifts this man has. So but he paid attention, and now he's doing the work Spirit has intended him. Well, our friend Todd here, who just got ordained, we were having coffee at High Five about a month ago, And he was sharing with me his dream. And his dream is to have a center like the Namaste Center in Asheville. And so it was, and I can know, as well as I know, Todd, that's right up your alley. That's what you're here to do. And definitely, you've got the skills, you've got the personality, you've got the spiritual nature to do it. Well, he also at that same time had a very nice job. He was at a very successful position, paid well. He's got a family, obviously, his wife and his 2 beautiful children there. And so he's got this job that's paying the bills and life is grand, but he knew that wasn't really his passion. Because I even said, well, you know, that's where you're going to be heading. Well, I get it, be heading. Ooh. So anyway, Todd was on vacation, and on his way back, he called me, and he said, guess what? I said, what? He goes, I lost my job. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, are you really surprised? You know, of course, the fear, obviously, you've got a family to think about, and you know you've got bills, you've got day-to-day life to take care of. But the truth is, to me, what a blessing. It's like, you know, Spirit wants you to do this work, big time, and that's what you're here to do. And maybe not being reckless because you've got commitments and obligations, but when this happens, pay attention. And if you need to take a part-time job to bridge it, you do that. I'm speaking to all of us here. But, you know, we do have a holy purpose here. We all have a reason for being. And we just have to quiet ourselves down and listen and pay attention. And I really know that the Holy Spirit will not lead us into devastation. If we really pay attention, the perfect transitional job may show up, or situation, relationship, whatever it is we're into. It's not going to be like pulling the rug out from us and creating more fear. It's a spiraling into love and our holy purpose. Well, you know, at the center in Florida, I want to share this because it's pertinent for the time here with the Namaste Center. And Ellen can attest to this, when we first started this center, I was a golf pro. It was 1993, and I knew nothing but golf. I was a horrible student. I was a good golfer. So I loved golf and all, but I was also in my spiritual path very deep. And I really lived by the principles in the Course in Miracles. And every day I would just say over and over and over, you know, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? And I meant it. And I really was walking the path. I heard a message, and the center was thriving. It was a great place. I actually heard a voice. It's the only time I heard that before. And it said, your golf is done. I was like, what? So I went in the next day to my boss, and I said, you know what, I'll be here till May, but then I'm leaving, and I won't be back. And he goes, what are you going to do? Like, are you crazy? I said, I don't know. He says, well, you know, it's only February. If you change your mind, you don't have to make up your mind right now. But I did. I made that commitment, not knowing what I was going to do. I didn't go back to New York. And so I just spent the summer doing my spiritual work. I was a big fan of Marianne Williamson, still am, at the time. I go to New York to see her center, the Manhattan Center for Living. I walk in and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I knew it. And I went to the director and I said, you know what, I want one of these in Florida. She goes, well, you have to talk to Marianne about it. I said, well, because I knew Marianne went back and forth. She had a center in Los Angeles and one in Manhattan. So she goes, and Marianne just happens to be in town. Why don't you come have lunch with us tomorrow? I'm like, oh, you don't know me from a man on the moon, and not only do I have lunch with Marianne, we in Manhattan, if you're familiar with the restaurants there, the 21 Club, they have a private dining room. I show up there. There's Marianne, Naomi Wolf, Georgette Mossbaker, and a couple of other people that I don't know, and me. And I'm like, I'm thinking, how did this? I couldn't have pulled that off, no freaking way. And had I tried, and so the course also refers to effortless accomplishment, and that was, I couldn't have made that happen. It just happened. Then I said, Marianne, I really want. She looks at me. She goes, I'm Marianne Williamson. I said, I'm Charlotte McGinnis, and she said, I said, I want one of these centers in Florida. She goes, well, here's my home phone number. Call me when you get back to Florida and we'll talk about it. So next thing you know, Marianne's like, okay, you got my blessing. Whatever you need, I'm here. And she was there. And she came and did benefits for us and great, great things over the years. And I won't go into all the great things, but there were many. And so that's just an example of how Spirit works. We opened the center, and all of a sudden, as I said, I knew nothing about what I was doing. People were coming in the door, Deepak Chopra, Neil Walsh, Greg Braden, just all the time. Marla Trump shows up and has a benefit for us at Mar-a-Lago, and I'm like, this is awesome. And she's a lovely person, by the way. She's an amazing person. And anyway, then people are like paying attention, like, who are these people? Well, very well-intentioned people and good friends of mine at the time, and still, were like, you need some help here. And I'm like, well, they said, so big not-for-profit groups in Florida, people who work for them were like, we'll help you, you need to develop this. And I'm like, okay, thanks for your help. And so they come in, and as they're telling me what I need to be doing, I'm like, that doesn't feel right. I knew it didn't feel right. And not to blame them, and I know their intentions were good, and it was not, this is only to honor them, really. But I didn't pay attention. I didn't have the confidence because they were the experts and I'm the golf pro, right? So I was like, yeah, well, okay, you all know better, so I'll do it. So all that magic that was happening for so long, and I'm like, I felt it. It just stopped happening. Well, so the point I'm making, we did get back on track because I was like, I said, I got to really listen to this. And now we're at sort of the same place because we're creating a new center, a new building for our center. It's an ambitious goal. It is 3 acres of land right over there, a beautiful building, and we're in fundraising mode. And do I have a business plan? No. And am I willing to do one if Spirit tells me? But it's really, again, back to the topic, is only God's plan for salvation will work. And the second lesson that I wanted to focus on was I will step back and let Him lead the way. There's no limit to the power and magnitude of God if we just get out of the way. And so I have no idea how this is unfolding. And it's not that we are reckless here. James will attest, and of course James back there at the table is the most fantastic treasurer you could ever have on a board. We are very in good shape that way. But again, I want to just be open to following the guidance moment by moment and not letting any fear or anything get in the way. And certainly it's as if we've got 2 sides of the paper here. And what I'm willing to do is this list, and I'm willing to do it. And I've got you guys, many of you helping me along the way. But the rest, take it, God. I have no idea what to do in this. And so it is a matter of, someone did come up to me last week and said, I've got someone who's willing to help you sit down and do a business plan. I'm like, cool. But at least now I have the confidence to pay attention to what I'm feeling with this and do this with Spirit as my partner. And Spirit is in charge of this whole venture. So it really is, if you can do nothing else to start your day, just say these 3 lines to yourself. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to whom? And really, what you're doing is just surrendering yourself to Spirit to be led by love. And when we do that, be ready for miracles. I mean, you know, we don't have to hold the reins anymore. Spirit's got it. And if we just let go, let God, open our hearts, open our minds, and be the change that we want to see in the world. Be that living example. It all boils down to consciousness. So really, you know, we think we need to do all this technical stuff to make stuff happen, but if we're in the right frame of mind, the law of attraction, the consciousness is going to just attract everything we need. Truly, in all ways, we just have to be willing to trust in that and believe in that. So I just am so delighted to see so many great people here today. We're all, you know, co-creating this center. We really are. We're all, I just looked last night and saw all the little busy volunteers and all the great people coming in. And to see the collaboration and the cooperation and the support of so many people, it's beyond amazing. And it's beyond anything that I've created. And, you know, life's a lot easier now. Ellen will attest, I work a lot. I do, a lot. But I love what I do, so it's not like work. It's just like I'm inspired all the time. If I didn't like what I was doing, I couldn't do it. So I'm just sharing with you what's worked for me, and hopefully you'll consider that. Just be open to Spirit's plan, because only God's plan for salvation will work. And so it is. Namaste. Okay. Does anybody have any prayer requests that they'd like to put in our box? For those of you that aren't familiar, we have this beautiful handcrafted prayer box made by Ed. And we have prayer request forms actually on the back table if you'd like one, or you can take one now. And you can fill it out even after the service and put it in the box. And what we'll do is our prayer team will continue to pray for you and send blessings. If you want us to put it in the newsletter, there's an option, yes or no, in here. And of course, the prayer that we say, and it's on the newsletter, so if you'd like to join us in that prayer, when you see the request, please do so. So for now, does anyone have a prayer they want to put in here? Okay, you can do it after the service if you choose, but we do have quite a list. Yes, ma'am.
Just a reminder that there is a prayer request form link on the new Namaste website. So if you don't have a chance to fill it out today, you can go to the website and be linked up to the prayer ministry and find the request form there, and it will go right where it needs to go.
And thank you, Roland, that's fantastic, because you can just go right there and send it, and it'll go directly to Mary, and Mary will make sure it gets prayed for. So in the meantime, let's join together and say this prayer. It's in your bulletin. And this is a healing prayer of gratitude. We thank you, Holy Spirit, for the release and healing of all obstacles into the awareness of love's perfect presence. We affirm that this is accomplished now through God's gift of eternal life and love. We thank you, Holy Spirit, for providing all that we need to help us find our way home to you. In love and peace, as vibrant health and abundance, we are healed, and so it is. So it is. Before we bless our offering, I would like to, Carrie Lindsay is having an ongoing Sunday family event by the lake, starting at 1 o'clock on Sundays. All are welcome. I think they're going to have picnic baskets for sale, and they're going to have live music, and it's a beautiful setting. So if you just want to go over and have lunch or just enjoy the lake, I invite you to do so. And it's going to be where we were, the amphitheater, Highland Lake. The quickest way is, go out here, take a right out of this. And what I would suggest so you don't get lost, go back out here to Highland Lake, take a right, and then take a right into Rhett Drive, and there's signs galore. So you'll be able to find it. But it's going to be a great event.
One entrance, and it's 1 o'clock on Sundays.
It's an immediate right.
Yeah, immediate right.
It's a dirt road, but I mean, well, that's not dirt road.
Yeah, so there are signs, that's the good part, so, good luck. Yeah, so let's take a moment and hold our gifts, our offerings next to our heart, and we give thanks for all the blessings in our personal lives in the Namaste Center. And we ask that these gifts be used for the highest and holiest of purposes so that we may continue to share and expand our message and create an even greater presence of love on our Mother Earth. We place our future in the hands of God. We give thanks and know that all is well. So it is. Now, Terry.
Yes.
Now you can sit.
Those signs are interesting. Last night, I think it was Kelly I was saying, she said, doesn't anybody see the sign? I said, what does it say? And she said, it says Namaste concert. I said, we should change it to say Bruce Springsteen concert.
Yeah, that's right.
Somehow they'll find it there. Anyway, since I feel like I'm on a roll here, I'm going to do another new song.
Yeah.
Once again, you haven't heard of it. So this is, I guess, since Charlotte talked about this, it feels appropriate. It's a song called Gratitude. It goes like this. The most powerful prayer that I can say is thank you for everything that comes my way. The joy that I find just walking down the street, the lessons I learned from everyone that I meet. Thank you for the morning when it follows the light. Thank you for the... told you it was new. Thank you for the morning the light, and the blessings I get from every problem in life. And all of the changes, they help me to grow, 'cause there's a chance to forgive and a chance to go. I give thanks for the things that I have and all the things that I want. I'll make space for miracles to happen, and they always do, with gratitude. Thank you for the people who put love in my life. They don't care if I'm wrong. knocking on my front door. Gives me more to be thankful for. I give thanks for the things that I have and all the things that I want. I make space for miracles to happen, and they all come true. With gratitude, give thanks for the things that I have and all the things that I want. I make space for miracles to happen, and they always do. With gratitude. Thank you for the music, it fills my soul.
Another good one. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so we're going to have a tight circle, but let's make a circle and join hands. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be more of a zigzag. There. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we should go outside and do this. Then we should just go out in the lawn and do it. Yeah, we can sing to the... Yeah. Okay, so just take a moment as we give thanks for this glorious day. And may the love we feel now be felt around the world. So it is.
So it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Didn't know just what I'd do, but I knew I had to go. 'Cause something deep inside was telling me again, if you don't do it now, you'll never know what might have been. Just what